Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I am going to review about the most fascinating and modern books ever written in the world of movement science and rehabilitation. So these books actually take the manual therapy and the manual muscle testing into the whole new level. The name of this book is Neurokinetic Therapy, and this book is written by David Weinstock. So in this book, David Weinstock has talked about the several patterns of how the movement works and how the brain and the body is connected. And after reading all this information, you will be able to deal your clinical patients very, very nicely and accurately, I would say. And your brain will not only work for the muscle, but as for the brain also. So what happens in NKT, neurokinetic therapy or NKT, is based on the idea that brain controls all the movement pattern in the body. So suppose if one muscle is not working, the brain recruits the other muscle to compensate for that movement. So this is called as neurokinetic therapy. Okay. So this is how this whole concept of neurotherapy works. So over time, what happens? This concept, neurokinetic therapy, when the one muscle is not working, the brain recruits another muscle for the same movements. This creates a dysfunction or pain or poor coordination in the body. So what happens? This neurokinetic therapy method utilizes this information about brain and the muscle, and they identify what is the problem, and most importantly, where is the problem. you know so this book explains about the connection between the brain and the body and how you can identify. And this in this book, it has been mentioned step by step guidance of how to identify and how to diagnose and how to treat all these patterns in the body. And this all is supported by diagrams, case examples, and detailed testing sequences of the other patients. And if you want to learn new techniques, and if you want to learn the neurokinetic therapy, the book is filled with the step-by-step guidance that how you can identify it. And one more myth I would like to break in this video, that most of the people who are just reading the neurokinetic therapy as a therapy, this is not a therapy. This is not like a PNA, this is not like roots, and this is not like your mobilization technique. This is just a manual muscle testing technique, which is advanced manual muscle testing technique, so that you can get to know which muscle is weak, which muscle is strong, uh, just by movements, just by doing some basic examples and basic physical examinations, which has been not mentioned in any other books. In this book only you will find these patterns. So this book is a perfect blend of the neuroscience, biomechanics, and the clinical reasoning of the body. If you want to learn three things from this book, when I have read this book, this actually takes me to the another level, because I was in masters, and when I read this book, I was like, I never knew that these kind of things exist in the this field, and then I began to search about all this thing, where there's the workshop happening and this thing happening. Then I got to know that there are some people in the Mumbai and in other parts of India also, where they give this workshop for 50,000, 60,000, or even 70,000 for a week, and the people who go there, they don't have any knowledge about all this thing. So I thought, okay, this is not worth spending money on this, rather than just buy. This is a 5,000 book. Just buy it, read it, and practice it. If you are in a master's, if you know other techniques, you're not just a bachelor going for the new technique, right? So if you're a master's, you know the palpations, you know the all the structures in the body, then you can master this technique just by reading book and watching some videos. You don't have to spend 70, 80,000, So I even started to think like I'll start some workshops of neurokinetic therapy, and I'll teach people how to diagnose this muscle pattern. But then I realized, there are many people in the field of physiotherapy who will mock me, and they won't want that I do this, because this is a great technique and I only do for students, and that too in a pocket friendly. I won't be doing the 70 or 80,000. Never, 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 ever. So let's see what happens in future, if I'll be able to bring this technique into the India, and I'll be able to deliver this workshop maybe in the future. So The three things which you can take away from this book is, first thing is the brain controls the movement. So pain isn't always about the weak muscle. It's often about what is the wrong communication going on between your brain and the body. That is sometimes painful. So that is the cause. The second thing is identify compensation. So don't just treat the symptoms. I always say to my students and to everyone which I meet, if you are a physiotherapist, don't only treat the symptoms. There are many causative agents behind that symptom, so you have to identify them and then treat them. And the third thing which is most important in this book, which you can get it, assessment is the treatment. So this book is all telling you about, because book is not about the treatment. I'm already telling you, this is just about the diagnosing the pattern. This is manual muscle testing, advanced manual muscle testing. So the act of testing itself, it helps to rewire the motor control and making the therapy smarter and more efficient. So if you can identify the pattern, half of the problem are already gone. You know, and in my opinion, this book is helpful for those who are dealing with any kind of pain in clinical or uh, with orthopedic or neurologic. That doesn't matter. If you want to identify the patterns, you can read this book. So this book takes you beyond anatomy, into how movements work and how memory could actually work together. Movement and memory, how they can work together. If you want to level up your clinical reasoning and results, this is a must read. So thank you so much, guys, and thank you so much for all the physios who are here and watching this review. I hope you all are reading all these books, and thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. And because in this I have never seen a physio who is talking about books. So because most of the physios don't read, and if they read, they just only read physio's book. But I have read several books and I'm continuously reading books. So why not to help people just by giving a review? So thank you so much, guys, for watching reviews. As you can see, it's getting gloomy outside and I have forget to switch on the lights. So take care, see you in the next video. Bye bye.